Hi, I'm David, and I'm back with Magic ManaStrike. The sealed event has just opened, and for those of you joining me for the first time, I will take a look at the deck list that I'm going to use. It's with the current season's Koth Planeswalker. It's a purely red deck, and it is fairly aggressive, though Koth and the Shivan Dragon and Fire Shrine Keeper are all AoE units that work very well in defense, and when they survive and go on the offense, they are just as good. So, the reward structure looks like it's purely gold, but everyone gets one free admission, so if you play the ManaStrike game, make sure to use that. I have not participated in a standard event before. I don't know how it selects my deck, but given that all I had to press was battle, presumably it's just like battling from the main screen, where whatever Planeswalker you had selected in the cards tab is who you're playing. So, we're playing a Dovin. If you want to check out some of my earliest videos, I also played Dovin for a while, but I am enjoying Koth. So we start out responsibly. The Shivan Dragon should handle that okay. Ashcloud Phoenix in as well, and the way that I'm going to handle the Ninja of the Deep Hours is with Hadron Scouts and the Fire Shrine Keeper. It's the best way that I've found to eliminate the Ninja of the Deep Hours as fast as possible. So when Koth is in the opponent's territory, he only attacks buildings, which is why after he was hooked by the Core Entangler, he marched for the building instead of dealing with the Core Entangler. But while he's on my side of the battlefield, he does AoE damage. So we're back with the... Oh wow, he got a Haunted Guardian placement on my side of the battlefield. So I have to use Koth's ability to take that out, or else Koth would probably die. And since Koth made it to the other side of the battlefield, he didn't attack Dovin, so overall I'm not doing too great, but we've traded Planeswalker for Planeswalker so far. I'm going to use these Hadron Scouts on the Blinding Mage once it starts attacking my tower, and therefore the Fire Shrine Keeper on the Wavecrash Triton, which does mean that I'm going to have to cycle through my deck in order to have those available for the Ninja of the Deep Hours. Looks like I'm not going fast enough, so I guess Koth is my only response. And apparently I am launching a counter push on the bottom tower. Alright, I think the best response on the upper tower is Swashbuckler, because Swashbuckler's piercing arrow goes through units. So since all the units were lined up, they were all damaged by the same arrow. However, it did cost me the tower. I lost the tower. So this game isn't looking too great, even though we're in ManaStrike. He is surprisingly still committing to the top row. So I don't really know what that's about. And it might give me the... So with Koth's ability, it does extra attack as well. That might hand me this bottom tower. I think the Hellrider jump there will do it. Ouch, the oof. Okay, so Hellrider got 2 jumps because of the Sphinx, but at the same time, the Sphinx confused my units. So Hadron Scouts. He's going to get another Ninja of the Deep Hours. So I'm going super aggressively in the top lane because I know I've lost the bottom lane. The Ninja gets to attack before it loses stealth, which means that none of my units can damage it until after it attacks. And one Ninja attack would have lost me the bottom tower. So losing the first game is always unfortunate, but these are full constructed level decks. It's not sealed or draft or anything like that. It's constructed. The only thing that they've changed is that everything is topped out at level 6 to make it more fair. Alright, I'll do my typical aggressive start. I'm pretty sure that, or in my experience I should say, Koth is better than Chandra. Oh boy. He got this giant down on my territory, so I have to use Koth's ability to damage it as much as possible. Losing a tower that early hurts. That also means he gets another Chandra, so I'm in a lot of trouble. I can't play as aggressively as I have been. So Koth out, Dragon out. That should take care of those. Fire Shrine Keeper should deal with the Goblin Artillery. But it's really not looking good. So the benefit of Chandra over Koth is that when she enters the battlefield, she launches her Fireball. But I think he's played both of his final 2 Chandras, and I've taken them out. So apparently he uses Ratchet Bomb. I almost started a push on the top lane, but I didn't. I didn't because of stuff like this. I knew he was going to come at me with more things, so... no, not yet either. I need more mana for a full-on push. So I'll use Koth and use Koth's ability to try to kill this giant. I know he has Ratchet Bomb, so I'm not using Goblin Artillery right now. Okay. That's good that the Ratchet Bomb was used there. What I need to do is take out this top tower. Just like last game, I'm out. I mean, I can't do anything about losing the bottom tower. So I need to commit all my resources to the top tower, but unfortunately losing the bottom tower gives him another Planeswalker. I do have 2 Phoenix eggs, though, about to respawn. So, and he is fully out of Chandra cards. So if I can take this tower, I think I have the advantage. So I play Koth on the bottom row, he transforms. And then I'll play a Shivan Dragon as well to deal with whatever he's going to try to respond with. Just a Phoenix for now. That's pretty good for me. Fire Shrine Keeper out in front. What I'm trying to get to is the Goblin Artillery. So the Goblin Artillery has such a long range. I'll use Koth's ability while he's alive. Hell Rider definitely to get to that tower. Fire Shrine Keeper on the tower. I'll go Phoenix or Phoenix. Hadron Scouts on the Goblin Artillery because I don't think he can get my tower. So I think he threw. I mean, I'm glad I won the game, but playing his 2 Chandras to try to get my bottom Subguardian, which was successful, to be clear, but he had used all his Planeswalkers. And I guess when he got the bottom Subguardian, he got another copy of Chandra, played it in the top, but my forces overwhelmed that play, and then he was out of Planeswalkers, and I had 2 left because I had just taken a Subguardian, and with the Koth I got from that, I took the top Subguardian, so then I had 2 Koth. And when I started to put units in the bottom lane, he could only respond with the Phoenix, built up more mana, tried to respond other ways, but that big push was what killed the tower in the end. It probably would have ended in a draw if all those units had died, because I probably didn't have enough time to put enough units on a track all the way to the main Guardian again. So I think that exemplifies why Koth is superior to Chandra in the mirror match. The AoE and defensiveness of Koth and the Shivan Dragon beat out the aggressiveness of Chandra in the end, even though she took my Guardians first. Okay, on to the next game. This is a Tezzeret player. The only way that I have found to successfully beat Tezzeret is to be aggressive. So use cost ability to try to keep him alive longer. Tezzeret uses his gravity sphere thing. Wow. So I've used all my mana, and he's playing Waygate. So unfortunately for him, I got a Koth back. So Koth can deal with anything that came out of there. Smartly, that Grave Titan damaged the top tower, and I am clearly assaulting the bottom tower right now. So I'm using my Planeswalker to kill whatever he just summoned. I can't see it in the heat of battle, but very smart plays on my opponent's part. He's using the Grave Titan to damage the tower that is not... He played the Waygate below my main Guardian this time because he was giving up on the bottom sub-Guardian. So that was very well played. Even though I had prepared 2 units for that, and I got Koth back and played him, the Grave Titan still smashed my main Guardian. So I've seen that strategy before with Tezzeret, but not executed that well and that efficiently. Alright, a Nahiri. We are at 1-2, which means if we lose against Nahiri, we're out. If Nahiri is a token weenie style deck, I tend to struggle, so I will not be playing aggressively. Fire Shrine Keeper is the best way to handle Spectral Procession, but I played the Phoenix because I know that when I start to be overwhelmed by Nahiri is when I lose. Overwhelmed in volume. So, I mean, the Spectral Procession is clearly a volume card, but the Walking Ballista and Blinding Mage aren't. So, I'm very unsure what the plan is here. I got down 3 cheaper cards to deal with the Walking Ballista, Blinding Mage. They were pretty effective. Blinding Mage is going to really do work against my Shivan Dragon, but maybe Shivan Dragon, 1 attack will take it out if it can trade. It can, so... since cost ability is AoE, he should take out both Nahiri and this Hellrider. Shock. 43 versus 45 almost. Alright, I'll send the Hellrider into the top tower. That's what I had decided anyway, and then Blinding Mage really solidified that. Alright, unfortunately Shivan Dragon's Breath doesn't reach the Blinding Mage, so I'll have to deal with the Blinding Mage another way. Not the worst thing. So I've lined up Buccaneer so that I hope his Piercing Arrow goes through the Walking Ballista and hits the Blinding Mage, which it absolutely did, so... Swashbuckler is a very skill-testing card. If you had just played it to attack the 1 unit, I wouldn't have gotten as much value, and I probably would be in a worse position. Well, I would definitely be in a worse position, and it would probably be significantly worse. Alright, I'm using cost ability right now because I can't have him die. Swashbuckler, again, I lined up to hopefully hit Nahiri and the Walking Ballista. I am splitting up my attacks here. I'm now going for the bottom row because it's fairly likely that I have to kill both towers. And look at that, the 2 aggressive units already have the bottom tower, so I might get to not even care about the top tower, but with the strength of this push, why not? Get the tower, secure the win. I have another Koth Planeswalker. Very unnecessary to play. There's only 2 seconds left, so... that was not the Nahiri decks that I've been seeing on ladder. They have been more... again, I mentioned it at the beginning of the game, overwhelming with pure units. And since my Shivan Dragon costs 7, and Koth is... So Shivan Dragon, Fire Shrine Keeper, and Koth are my AoE units. Shivan Dragon is very hard to play repeatedly, and Koth, you only have a certain number of them. And if I'm not on the attack, I only have 3. So Fire Shrine Keeper ends up being the card I have to play very often, and he does die to a bunch of small units, even though he's an AoE unit. So given that Nahiri was trying a lot harder to, like, this player was running Shock and did not play Spectral Procession more than once or twice, they did not play very strongly. Well, their deck wasn't the best Nahiri version, and also by only playing Spectral Procession once, they weren't playing very strongly. Oh man, look at this Bolas background. It's very intense. So, if you're new, I try to post ladder videos every other day, and when an event comes out, I try to film it and edit and post as quickly as possible. So please consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content. Alright, our next opponent is Domri. Alright, some very interesting choices for this event, but maybe people are just taking advantage of their free admission to have some fun. Domri is not generally a top tier planeswalker because green doesn't have the best cards. It has some good cards. So given that Domri can run green and red, he has the potential to be very good, I think, but most people have not found it yet. So I need to know if he plays the Vengevine in front of or behind the tower. I'll use Cost Ability right now because Domri and Hellrider there are going to damage the tower a lot. I'll turn this into a push, I suppose. Well, the spider there killed my Koth, so that's not great, but I'm not too worried about the bird in the top row. He does put down Domri again, which is pretty interesting, so I'll respond with Koth again. For how aggressive he wants that play to be, I'm handling it pretty well. So, the Goblin Artillery, I don't know if I mentioned it, his bombs do about 300 per bomb, so when he can just sit there in the back and launch a couple, it's very good. Alright, unfortunately I played Koth too early this time, so it got stunned by the Hellrider jump. That is one of the stronger aspects of Hellrider. Overrun pushes my units back and damages the Sub-Guardian, so I thought I was going to get the tower there, but one launch from Goblin Artillery should do it. Vengevine took out the Hadron Scouts, which I was surprised at. Typically the Hadron Scouts successfully defend against Vengevine, so I'm looking in the stronger position right now. He plays Domri on the bottom row. That's very surprising. With an overrun in the top row, I'm very confused at this player's strategy. If he wanted to do that, he should have played Domri in the top. Alright, I'll play Koth. Oh, I played Koth too early. Got hit by overrun. That could mean a lot because Koth has now taken damage. Oh, I see. He had another Domri. I didn't think I thought that was his last Domri, so maybe that was his goal, make me think it was his last Dome. I mean, you have to assume that your opponent knows what he's doing, and it's not just me. Okay, so either Hell Rider or Goblin Artillery should do it. Oh, I could not tell. Were we in sudden death, or was that the main match and finally hit 0? I thought we were already in sudden death, which is why I only cared about hitting the tower, because I thought whoever hit tower first would win the game. But given that there was a delay between me taking the Sub-Guardian and winning the game, we might have been in normal mode still. So like I mentioned, when we had both lost our lower Sub-Guardians, I was in the favorable position there because I had done more damage. And that's the benefit of being pure red against red and green, is that I have more damage output. So he had something like 1,000 damage left on my top Guardian, which was about how much damage I was ahead before the... I'm going to move on. Okay, so this is Khalik's green and white. I am a bit surprised to see him playing the spider, and if I had known it was the spider, I wouldn't have necessarily played Shivan Dragon. I probably would have anyway, because he waited a while after 10 mana to do anything. And if I don't have the very aggressive start, I like to be responsive. So I'm using cost ability right away because Khalik's needs to die. If the Planeswalker doesn't die, he gets to start to place units in my territory. And that's how I start to lose the game. Now, I have lost the game by losing the bottom Sub-Guardian. And I'm going to be completely honest, I'm unsure how that happened. I didn't think that the Core Entangler Hadron Scouts was as powerful as it was. So, come on. This Khalik's spider combo is really hurting me. Repeatedly, I should say. Alright, I'm hoping that with the Hadron Scouts, they don't attack Koth, and I can get some damage in on his Sub-Guardian, because I am way behind. And I don't have any more Koth until until ManaStrike, but also until I get the Sub-Guardian, so I think I'm saving for Shivan Dragon right now. It's going to be a powerful card for me to defend. Alright, I'm playing Hell Rider, so I am going for the tower right now. I need this tower. He plays Beloth, which is going to be very bad for me. Hopefully with Hadron Scouts and Koth, I can deal with the Beloth, and I saved up to 7 mana for another Shivan Dragon, so I have double Shivan Dragon on the board. Well, I guess one died by now. He is way ahead of me on Sub-Guardian damage. Luckily, I killed the Beloth before it hit my tower, but he's going to keep playing them. So it looks like I lose. I can't really respond to all of these individual units. I said it during the game, but Core Entangler Hadron Scouts is a very powerful combo. Apparently. I've never seen it used that way before. Okay, so I went 3-3. When a mode is 3 defeat, 3 wins is the average. So it's basically high stakes ladder play, but You don't invest anything to enter the game, at least not at first, so make sure you go in. I've earned a little bit of gold and received my final reward is 1,000 gold and 2 cards. Usable cards, but it looks like 50 gems is a pretty standard re-entry fee, and they're choosing to let me start at 3 wins if I were to. I won't. For anyone new here or who hasn't heard before, I am a free-to-play player, so I enjoy the game. I enjoy making this kind of content. But since I'm free to play, I don't put my gems into anything except the Magic Pass. And we can find out together whether or not NetMarble will continue to provide enough gems to free-to-play players for the Magic Pass each season, as long as you don't spend it on things like this. Trading 50 gems for the chance at some more gold is not the right choice. You would get more gold from the Magic Pass next season or this season if you haven't bought it already and you have the gems too. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing, and I appreciate you. Thank you.